Hey, Astra Kids, and welcome back. And in today's video, we'll be talking about the Moon Conjunct Saturn in the natal chart. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. So, firstly, how do you interpret this conjunction of Moon and Saturn? Well, definitely you want to see this in the D1 Rashi chart. This is extremely important. You also want to double check the strength of this conjunction over in the D9 Navamsa chart. So see where Moon and Saturn are placed in the D9 chart, and the D60 will have the final say. You also want to see what sign is this positioned, and this is going to tell you so much about how this will function in the chart. In the fire signs, this can be a very difficult position, especially early on in life. Difficult in terms of dealing with emotions. There can be frustration, all sorts of conflicts, and feelings of disharmony early on in life. But this improves as you mature, particularly after the age of 35. This tends to get better. And definitely having some kind of spiritual practice, a dharmic path in place will help you with this conjunction for sure. If this is placed in the earth sign, then this is more of a down to earth position. And definitely, this can make you interested in forming a sense of stability in life. Having that sense of tradition, routine becomes very important to you. You can be very traditional and connected with your family sometimes with this conjunction. This can also give you great judgment in terms of making decisions and seeing everything clearly with this placement as well. If this is in the air sign, this becomes a difficult position because now this becomes a very intellectual type of placement. So this can make you overthink situations. You could have some issues with anxiety, with obsessiveness in terms of thinking and analyzing everything with this placement. This can create some difficulties, especially in your personal relationships at times. This can be good though for career because the air signs are very skilled in terms of business. This can make you a great manager, a great employee with this placement. You could do very well in a team situation, especially. Definitely, you have this great ability to understand people in general, which can make you a very successful person. If this is placed in the water sign, this is a bit of a tricky situation. The water is going to increase the sensitivity in this conjunction. So this makes you very sensitive, sensitive to criticism, sensitive to difficulties in life. And this tends to stem from the earlier part of life as well, having some difficult childhood situations that stick with you. But after the age of 35, this tends to improve. And some of your difficulties and emotional challenges actually gives you the ability to empathize with others and to be helpful, to be of service to those in need. It's also important to understand the house position of this conjunction also. So you want to see, is this in one of the Kendra houses? This is where it's going to be most prominent. So in the first house, this can be a tricky situation where sometimes you're trying to give so much to other people that it can just completely drain you with this placement. There can be some issues with confidence and self esteem, especially if heavy afflictions from other planets come in. And this can definitely have some challenges early on in life. But this is something that can improve with time and maturity. Again, you want to see, how is this placed? This is definitely going to make you a very responsible and dutiful person, though, in this first house. In the fourth house of the chart, this can give you a strong attachment to your home and family experience. But depending upon how this is placed, will depend upon how this will play out for you. This could be a very traumatic and difficult situation in the home environment sometimes, which can create some emotional imbalance. But definitely, the more that you become self reliant and that you find that sense of happiness and security within yourself, this becomes a very strong placement. If this is in the seventh house of the chart, it can show some difficulties in your marriage, dealing with relationships and partnership. There can be some feeling of not being understood by your spouse sometimes, or you could have difficulty understanding your spouse. There's a feeling of distance and difficulty in this area. But again, this tends to improve after the age of 35. In the 10th house of the chart, this is going to call you towards duty and responsibility. You want to be dutiful in your career, but there may be difficulty with actually finding the correct career path, especially if this is badly afflicted in the chart. So this is something that you want to watch out for. Definitely, though, whatever you do through your career becomes about service, about helping those in need. So, what happens then when Moon is conjunct with Saturn in the chart? Well, this is going to create a Visha yoga, Visha meaning poison. So, this is definitely going to be a challenging combination to have in the chart. Remedies are needed for this conjunction, and I will leave them down below in the description. So the moon represents the mind, the emotions, all of the thoughts, feelings, desires that run through our minds every day. It represents our sense of nourishment and security. Our connection with our mother can be seen through the moon's position. Moon is all about how we're able to integrate with our environment around us and how we react, respond, how our minds work. So this becomes very important. Now, Saturn is a karmic planet. It returns back to us the karmic lessons and experiences of our past life. So, Saturn tends to create a lot of obstacles, delays, restrictions, difficult lessons that we have to learn, especially early on in life. Saturn tends to improve with time and experience because Saturn is all about maturity. It wants to see us develop patience, discipline, persistence, resilience. So, Saturn teaches us about the realities of life. It definitely can be a challenging planet that demands a lot of hard work and dedication from us. To be responsible, to be dutiful becomes very important. Now, Moon is a very sensitive and soft energy. So, Saturn coming into this conjunction is definitely going to create obstacles for you. With this placement, sometimes there is a feeling of loneliness that can be seen when Saturn comes with the moon. Definitely a lot of frustrations in life. You can face many delays and setbacks early on in life. There can be some issues in relationship with the mother and the family as well. Sometimes you could receive a lot of criticism. It could be a very strict and disciplined environment. And so there's a tendency to have a fear of criticism, to have difficulty with dealing with the hardships of life. From the outside with this placement, sometimes this can make you seem a bit restricted or closed off in your interactions. You can come across as someone who's very cold in your interactions with others, but from within, you have a deep sensitivity and emotion that is difficult sometimes for you to express to others. So, there's definitely a need to work through some of these emotional challenges to find a way to express these feelings in a healthy way. Definitely, Saturn here is going to challenge you to have patience and discipline in your life. It also becomes about service to others. So, definitely, this is going to demand that you are doing something that is for the greater good of society. Saturn is all about service commitment. So, this is going to challenge you to get out of yourself a little bit and to be helpful to those in need. This could show sometimes that you could go through difficult experiences at a young age where you experience the hardships and the difficulties of life. This could give you a very pessimistic outlook on life. At the same time, though, it makes you a very practical person. You see everything for what it is. So, definitely, there is a difficulty with being able to fool you in any way. You have a great intelligence and deep understanding about life. And definitely, as you get older with this placement, you are called to use this knowledge and wisdom to help other people in need. This could also make you a very traditional person. You like to stick to structure and systems in life. You like things that are already established, to stick to the traditional path in life. So you like to have a routine, to have something solid, consistent, something that gives you a sense of security becomes very important in all aspects of your life, but especially in terms of relationships, education, career, this becomes very important for you. Sometimes there are issues in the career and education with finding the correct path. There can be many challenges, setbacks, and delays. Sometimes there is also a duality in the way that you express yourself to others. You can be very social and engaged, but then you can suddenly cut yourself off and isolate from others around you. So, again, this can be a difficult situation that can create a sense of loneliness, depression, even all sorts of mental disorders can develop. So, there's a need, again, to be of service, to contribute to society, to be a part of something. This is going to give you a greater sense of happiness and fulfillment. Sometimes, if this is really badly positioned in the chart, there could even be some sense of loss around the mother as well. There could be an actual loss of the mother, or there could be separation, difficulties, mother going through her own difficulties in life. Definitely, the relationship with the mother becomes something that, again, is more strict, more disciplined. It's not so much about this close emotional bond. And this can develop issues for you later in life in terms of how you integrate into relationships. Sometimes you can be a little bit distant and detached in your relationships, not easily revealing your feelings or desires to other people. Or on the opposite extreme, this can also make you overly attached and clingy in relationships, desperately wanting to have that connection and struggling without it. So there's a need to, again, find this sense of emotional harmony and balance. This placement definitely is a great position to seek out counseling and advice from others. This can help you a great deal. There's definitely a need to take care of yourself with this placement because this makes you a huge workaholic. You become very focused towards your task and responsibilities. So there's a need to find a sense of relaxation, of peace, of calm within yourself. This becomes very important. But there tends to be a lot of restlessness with this placement. The mind keeps going. You can worry a lot about many things in your life. You can struggle with sleep disorders, with all sorts of fears and phobias sometimes. So there's a need to find this relaxation practice in your life, to find meditation, to find peace. This becomes very important. This can make you very skilled in business with this position. You could do very well in, again, any sort of team environment, managerial positions. This also could make you very skilled in the medical field, in teaching, anything where you are helping those in need. Even working in the legal field and the government sometimes can be seen. You could do very well in a large organization, again, where there's a sense of structure, discipline, routine, this sense of security. This makes you very happy and content. This can definitely show a lot of fluctuations in your life as well before the age of 35, once again. There is a lot of ups and downs. Saturn is testing you with this placement. It is all about giving to those in need. So the more that you expect to have more in your life, you can find many disappointments and setbacks. There's a need to let go and to accept change in life. This becomes very important. There's also definitely a need to let go of past pain and hurt with this conjunction. Sometimes with this placement, you could even come across as cold hearted or insensitive to others. So, definitely, there's a need to make peace with the past, to not be reactive to situations, to not hold on to grudges, to remove yourself from negative situations becomes important for your overall health and well being. One of the great qualities about this conjunction is that you have a great deal of empathy, especially if this is placed well in the chart, which makes you a great support for other people. Other people can depend upon you. You're very reliable, very disciplined, again, very focused towards your duties and responsibilities. So this will be appreciated by others for sure. But there's definitely a need to deal with emotions and to find that sense of balance and harmony within yourself. Again, to let go, to not be reactive with this placement, because this can make you very sensitive to all sorts of criticism. You can get easily hurt with this conjunction. So there's a need to let go and to not focus so much on the energies coming from those around you. There's a need to find this sense of happiness within yourself. This becomes important for you. So I hope you all enjoyed this. If you like this, don't forget to leave a like. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next video.